before our public conversation, I understood you to say that you were not too long ago in a meeting of experts, and you were the one person in the room who was somewhat positive and hopeful about what's going to happen. Is there middle ground in the Middle East?
Well, with that caveat, so that you know that there are a lot of people in Washington who will disagree with what I'm about to say, I absolutely believe that the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is resolvable. Not just that it should be resolved. I mean, I think we could reach consensus on that pretty easily, but that the elements are in place in terms of the substantive differences between the sides, in terms of their own historical experiences, and in terms of the way they interact with each other. And I'm trying to give you short answers, but I can't. It's
I understand.
just part of my chemistry. I just want to share one story, perhaps, in explaining what I mean by the way they interact. In the year 2000, right after the Intifada started, you may recall President Clinton traveled to Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, and convened a summit to try to bring about an end to the Intifada. I was ambassador in Egypt at the time. And while the president went off to talk to leaders in one-on-one meetings, he asked the foreign ministers and staffs to meet to try to work out a document that could be signed. And I have to tell you that this was the single nastiest, angriest meeting that I have ever attended in my life. People, it was raw emotion at play here. It was 2 months or a month and a half into the Intifada. Israelis and Palestinians were killing each other while we were talking in Sharm el-Sheikh. Everybody had a view on this, and it was just plain nastiness. So much so that when the meeting came to an end, everybody looked for a different door to exit, because you didn't even want to walk out with the people you'd been talking to. And I turned around at one point, and we weren't talking to anybody, and the Israelis and Palestinians were walking hand in hand, go to get a cup of coffee. They live together. They are thrown together every day. And it just suggests that even though they go through these spasms of violence and hatred and animosity, that there's a recognition, even after the nastiest meeting that I've ever attended, that they have to keep talking to each other. So it gives me some reason to believe that, yes, there is middle ground in this conflict.
The series and tonight has been a feast for the mind. I want to thank you for your participation, your interest, and your support. And thank Ambassador Kurtzer. It's been a wonderful evening.